It's day 11 of getting you booked by Fashion Week. And by the end of this chat, you're going to know not only the importance of your network, both online and offline, but also how to jumpstart your network today. Let's talk about it. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Lola Chél. I'm an internationally working, multi-agency represented full-time model. And I coach busy women just like you on how to get back into modeling and book paid modeling jobs. So if you're into that, follow for more. Okay, full disclaimer. I am teaching you what I teach my busy women when I coach them one-on-one. But if you want to know how this applies to you specifically, you can always drop the word Fashion Week. We can hop on a one-on-one sales call and actually talk about where you are, where you're trying to go, and how we can help in the next 30 days, right? Right. If you also haven't already, please go back and look at day 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? Right. Reason being, as we start talking about networking, it's not going to be clear who you should be networking with if you don't know why you're modeling, what your goals are, exactly what modeling niches you do, what works in your area, all of the fundamental things that we've talked about in previous days, right? Right. And also, if you don't have your digitals, if your social media is not set up, if you don't have your portfolio, then when you reach out to people, they are not going to take you seriously as a model. There are so many of you who have talked to me in the DMs and have told me that you've been trying to reach out to photographers. Some of you guys have even gone as far as to put like an ad, to pay for an ad, to have people work with you for free. And then you're confused as to why nobody actually wants to. I'm going to clear all that up in this chat. So let's get into it. Number one, you will need to network online and offline. I tell this to every single busy woman that I work with, right? Networking online and offline is equally as important. If you are great at networking in person, aka offline, but you have no online presence, you may never be invited to things in person, whether that be jobs, networking mixers, connections, etc. Right? You must have an online presence that's at least somewhat stable, you know? On the flip side, if you are superb online, but you fall flat in person, that can stop you from getting paid jobs because guess what? People know that you're only great digitally, but not in person. Does that make sense? Okay. So you need both. You need to have a presence in person so that people want to book you again and want to connect with you in person. And as a model, typically 95% of the things you're going to do is in person. But you also want to have a presence online so you can stay top of mind and so that people can recommend you for opportunities that are in person. Make sense? Awesome. All right. So that's number one. Two, okay. When it comes to networking, if you don't know what you do well and why people should work with you, then you're not going to be able to open the door for a networking relationship, right? And when I say networking, I don't just mean you getting a free photo shoot. I don't just mean, oh, you being benefited 1,000%. Networking is equally beneficial for the creative as it is for you, for the client as it is for you, for the, agent as it is for you. Networking benefits everyone, not just you. And as a model, when you guys approach this as, well, I need free photos and I need clients and I need a better modeling career, other people sense that and they don't want to work with you because there's nothing in it for them. There's nothing in it for them. The reason that I can go to your city, to your country, to your state, right? And people would gladly work with me and people gladly would pay to work with me is because I know what I do well and why they should work with me. And I showcase that. And when I put out the opportunity to work with me, I show them how it's going to be a benefit to them. When I coach busy women one-on-one, something I did over the summer was I literally found 3 new ways for them to create modeling jobs when there are none. I literally put together an entire process where they can put out that they're available for work as a model. I told them exactly what to say, what platforms to go on, and what to put when they are putting out this opportunity that makes people gladly not only want to work with them, but want to pay them, right? That is the power of networking. When you understand how to make whatever you want for your benefit also benefit somebody else, it's great networking. Nobody feels like you're just using them. Nobody feels like it's just in it for you. Nobody feels like, they're getting slighted because everything that they're doing is for you. They consciously know how you are a benefit to them just as much as how they are a benefit to you. That is the power of networking. And really good networking is why I created all these scripts for the models that I coach one-on-one, not only in person, but online. It is very easy for the models that I coach to not only reach out to people consistently on a daily basis using like less than 5 minutes, but they know who they should be reaching out to because they know what they do well. They know what works for them. They know what works in their area. They have this understanding because they did the work that I laid out for you guys in the last 10 days, right? And because they know what works for them, they're also showing that with their portfolio, with their social media. And then when they get to outreach, both online and in person, they know how they're a benefit to the person on the other side of the conversation. Yes, it's a process that allows them to build their portfolio for free. Yes, it's something that allows them to get recommendations for paid jobs that are not public. Yes, it is something that allows them to not only build a network of people, right? But sometimes puts them in position for agencies, new clients, and more importantly, a scaled model career. All of this is from networking. It's all from networking. And I know how important this is because my first paid modeling job came from networking. It didn't come from an agency. It didn't come from somebody picking me up off of a bus bench and saying, hey, you're a supermodel now. No, it came from networking. How did it come from networking? I did everything that I just told you guys about over the last 10 days, right? After I did everything the industry told me to do and I failed because I was left burnt out, I was left broke, I was paying to model, I did everything the industry told you to do, right? Everything from America's Next Top Model, everything from the modeling industry, the agencies, I did everything they said to do. And I was left burnt out, broke, and paying to model. And when I sat down and I did the things that I've just taught you guys, this is day 11, the things I taught you guys over the last 10 days, it made it possible for me to network myself into my first paid modeling job. That's how powerful networking is. When I actually understood why I was modeling, what my goals were, what my modeling niches were that fit me right now, what actually paid models that look like me in my area, when I set my modeling rates, when I put my model bag in actual, like I've actually packed it. I didn't just put it in a corner. No, I packed my modeling bag, right? I took my digitals. I made sure that I had my portfolio, right? Even if it was like real sketchy, I still had it, right? I made sure to put myself out there on social media to the point where a designer that I worked with over a year ago at my college fashion show was doing a runway show in Miami. And because I had been posting that I was a model, I've been posting what I was doing. I posted my niches. I posted where I was located market wise, right? Not like my address, just like what city I was working in, right? Because I was always putting out my work, because I was always letting people know I was available for bookings. They DM'd me on social media, asked me if I was still available inside of Miami, asked me if I was available on the day of their show, and asked me if the rate that they had worked for me. Networking. This was somebody that I had connected with at a fashion show. And because I had done all the things that I had basically taught you guys over the last 10 days, when they reached out to me on social media, they knew what I did well because I had it very prominent. They could see that I was up to date and still actively modeling, and they could reach out to me. And so now somebody in my network remembered me, was constantly reminded of what I did well and why they should work with me. And when the opportunity arose, they reached out to me and were able to book me without an agency, without me changing my look, without me relocating. I got a paid modeling job, my first paid modeling job from somebody in my network. And that's not just something just for me. There are many of my models, many of the busy women that I turn into models and the models who come and get better careers with me, right? Many of them end up getting a paid booking from somebody in their network, not on the model job sites, not through the agencies that they're represented with. Somebody that knows them, is seeing their work, remembers them, reached out to them to book them. Even if they're in a small market, even if they think that their look is an issue, even if they're working a day job, somebody in their network has reached out to them to book them for a paid modeling job. That's how powerful your network is. And it went beyond just what they did online or in person. They had to have both. The last person who got a paid modeling job from her network, mind you, brand new model, started from scratch. I walked her through the same process that I'm walking you guys through. She went to an in-person networking event, connected, followed up with them on social media, stayed in touch, let them know that she was available, if they had any upcoming work. They reached out to her a couple months later, like 4 to 6 weeks later, and said they were doing an event and they would love to have her as one of their models and they would pay her. And it's a half-day job. because use the script what she was available for and to keep her in mind, they did. They did. The reason they were able to keep her in mind is because she did all the work necessary so that when they finally followed up and had an event for her that paid, they could look at her social media and see what she was up to. They could easily see her portfolio. They could reach out to her with no problems digitally, right? Via text, email, DM, and they could let her know what the opportunity was, and she's able to take it. She does not have an agency. She did not change her look. She didn't get any taller. She didn't lose any weight. She didn't stop her job. She didn't do anything but the things that I've been teaching you guys on a daily basis. And specifically, we made sure it was tailored to her, right? It wasn't just general information. What I'm giving you guys is general information because I'm a model coach, but I'm not your model coach. So if you want to go from just the general information, making sure it actually fits you, so that you could also start not just networking, but making money through your network, right? By all means, drop the word Fashion Week or DM us the word Fashion Week. Let's hop on a sales call, see where you are, where you're trying to go, and how we can help, right? Right. Now, for everybody else with this challenge, right? The next thing I want you guys to do is for your homework, reach out to at least one person you don't know, right? And network with them. Reach out to them, let them know who you are, what you do, how it benefits them, and more importantly, that you're open to work with them in the future, right? For the models that I work with specifically, I always give them scripts. I give them scripts for in-person networking, scripts for online networking. I make sure they have follow-up. I know how to teach them how to negotiate when they do get offered a job. So they have all that available to them. And it can be available to you if you decide you want to work with me, especially to get booked by Fashion Week, right? Right. You can always drop the word Fashion Week. We hop on a sales call. We make that happen, right? But for you guys, for this challenge, reach out to one person in your area that does what you do. And again, network with them. Send them a DM, send them a text, send them an email. Do whatever you want to do, right? But let them know who you are, what you do well, why they should work with you, how it benefits them, and that you're available to connect with them and work with them in future projects, right? Right. Judge it up, make it sound like you, and send it to them. For your homework, if you want to, you can DM us the person that you reached out to, just so we can support you and hold you accountable. If not, no worries. This is just another step closer to paid modeling jobs, which is what we are going to talk about tomorrow. It's my favorite subject, so I'm going to have the gift of gab for that. All right. All right. And remember, there's space for everybody in the modeling industry, and anyone can be a model. It's about finding where you fit. And that's why we have the Model University, so that every single model can know how to make money. That way, if you want to work for free, it's by choice, not by force. Okay? Tune in tomorrow. We are going to do a nice little chat about paid model jobs. That's day 12, okay? I'm so excited. It's my favorite subject. So stay tuned, and I'll be talking to you guys on the next one.